I was an old guy when I got married, really. I was 33 years old. Guess it took after my dad. He was 32 when he got married. But anyway, my folks were after me. When in the world are you going to get married? Your two brothers or no, my youngest brother wasn't married, but my brother and sister, just younger than me, they were both married, and my folks thought I should be getting married. They'd like to move off the farm and move into town and before they died and enjoy life a little bit and be a little more leisurely. And so anyway, I dated different girls and never found the right one for some reason or other. And finally, it was one evening in town in Wakefield, Nebraska. There was 3 or 4 of us guys standing on the street. You know how they used to do that, or maybe you don't. But in those days, we stand on the street and watch the girls go by, and lo and behold, here were 3 girls walked by and found out they were from Wayne State College, and I don't know, I think they maybe had a little ulterior motive of coming over to Wakefield. I think they were looking too, but anyway, we ended up taking them back to Wayne, and the girl that I got paired off with, I didn't think too much of her, but anyway, one of the other guys, he told me, he says, you know, he says, that Janice that I had took home, he says, you ought to go and see her and call her up, because, boy, she likes to go to church, and he said, you go to church all the time. So I said, okay, I'll call her up. So I did, and we started dating and dated for about a year, and we got married. And folks moved to town in 1954, and we took over the farm and farmed there. And I still live there in the same house where we raised our family and where the folks moved in 1934, so I've been there 80 years now. It'll be 81 this 1st of March. In the same house, and I have no desire to move out. I'm happy to stay there as long as I'm able to, and as long as God gives me the strength, I'll stay there. But we got married and went on a honeymoon, went to Colorado. We came back, and first morning my wife fixed breakfast, and we had breakfast, and we had talked about devotions, and she said, well, now when are we going to have devotions? Once morning or evening or what? Well, I says, right after breakfast would be a good time. I said, we're here, and before we started the day, and well, okay. And so we started having devotions, and we had our daily devotions every morning right after breakfast. If at all possible, the only thing that would hold us up is if one of us had to be gone or wasn't feeling well or something like that. But otherwise, we'd have our devotions there. And, kept that up until she left. God called her home back in 1998. But anyway, so we're blessed with 3 girls, and they're married and have families. One lives in Sioux City, one in Wakefield, Nebraska, one in Carroll, Iowa, and I've got 7 grandchildren, 4 great-grandchildren. All I can say is God has blessed me, and He's still blessing me.